Alright, y'all, it's been a grind this week. It's November the 9th. I shot a buck we call the icebreaker buck, on November 9th. It has been a grind this week. It's just been a weird rut this year. I'm not really sure. A lot of our bucks have either disappeared or they're super inconsistent, whereas the last few years, when it's go time, some of these bucks that have been using our property are just, it seems like they're always moving. They're hitting all the cameras every night, just checking all their scrapes. You could almost connect the dots with what they were doing, kind of making the rounds, but that is not the case this year. It is completely random. A random buck will show up we've never seen before. Some of ours are disappearing. It's been tough. We've seen some bucks this week. Me personally, I've only seen some small ones, but we've definitely, Uncle Jay, Dave had a very close encounter with a good buck. He's been really the one to have an encounter with a shooter, which that was a mystery deer, one we've never seen before, never had on camera, but really good buck. Uncle Jay's passed up a really nice buck twice. Cousin D passed up a really nice buck once. It has been a grind, but we are here at the tail end of rut week. Of course, we got a pisser today. You know, we weren't supposed to have any rain yesterday, and it rained and sleeted basically all day. Wake up this morning now and it's foggy and wet. So I jumped in a blind this morning. We've been doing dark to dark sits the last 3 days in kind of inclement weather, wind, rain, and I'm not waking up and getting wet first thing in the morning and trying to sit all day. So I'm sitting in this blind overlooking our heavy cover, our sanctuary, in a turnip clover food plot right in front of me. I got some standing corn to my left. Just wanted to see if I can get eyes on a buck. Bump and doze around. It's a little tough with this fog, but let's go, baby. Rut week's petering down. We got to make something happen. Let's go.
about 9 o'clock. I was only gonna sit there an hour, hour and a half. I sat there for 2. That was enough for me. I gotta get inside, recharge my batteries. Both from a camera standpoint and physically. It's so foggy right now. It doesn't even look like it. The camera's always tough to pick up the fog, but I'm trying to look over our sanctuary and bottom in that blind, and you really can't even see it because it's all fogged up. So I'm gonna give it a little bit and then go. I have an important camera that's out of battery and need to go change it. So while it's windy and rainy, foggy, perfect time to do it. Computer work that needed to get done this morning, so I elected to get that done while the rain was tapering off, and now it's about 10 o'clock and I'm heading in. I'm going back to the same spot I was a couple days ago, and I'm pretty pumped about it. This wind turned back to a west wind. It's gonna be perfect for this spot. These rainy, kind of nasty, gloomy days up here in New York are it. They're it, I'm telling you. We've killed more bucks on gloomy days like this than we have on this one. Alright, y'all, just parked the Ranger. I'm slipping backside of our property, a stand we probably haven't hunted in a couple of years. I don't know how it's going to look, but I'm gonna sneak back there. I got pretty good access kind of between 2 ridges and a little low point. To get back there, I'm gonna get up in the stand. It hasn't been trimmed or anything out. Uncle Jay checked it this summer, so I know the stand is good. That's why I'm going back there. But as far as like shooting lanes and stuff, we didn't really go crazy with it. But I'm gonna get in that stand if I feel good. The wind should be good for it. If it feels good, I'm gonna stay there. If not, I got one other stand I can kind of backtrack and come back to as a safety net. So I'm gonna give it a go. It's about 12:50. So we got the whole afternoon to try to catch one cruising. We got rain overnight and this morning, so the leaves are kind of quiet, which is allowing me to get back to where I need to get to. I'm burping up pasta. Oh, get that out of here. just a lot of deer in here. And they're up and moving and just around here all the time. We're bound to see a set of horns at some point. I came back on this stand, and let me show you what I'm looking at. Basically, we just have a logging road that comes right to the stand. And it kind of goes out in front of me right here. And then we have another logging road that goes right next to the stand. Everything else is honestly super thick and probably too hard to get any shots anywhere. But I'm down in this bottom. I got three ridges that all kind of come down into one, which is a nice pinch, but my wind is blowing every which direction down here. Every which direction. I'm debating on moving up to that other stand to be up on the top, but it's a little buck. Let's see what he does. And he's gonna go right up to that other stand, because that's kind of what these deer have to do. They can't come to me, they have to go up the ridge that way. My advantage of doing this is I'm going to make a doe estrus trail all the way back to my stand I'm going to. Yes. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Should be perfect. get set up here. Nice thing is, it's real quiet. All right, y'all, I made this move. I feel good about it for a buck cruising. If they're coming off that hill, kind of where I was hunting, they're likely to pass behind me. Then they would get downwind of me, probably smell me, and then they're going to make their way up to this ridge top up here anyway. And here, I have shooting in all directions, 40, 50, 60 yards. I mean, I got a lot of shooting in this stand, and I'll be able to get a lot more footage. That other stand, if it happens, a buck will be on top of you before you even know it. There's spots where you might not see the buck or a deer until they get to 20 yards. And you can make it happen like that, but it's just going to be so quick trying to turn on cameras. And I think that's a great spot. We need to prune a couple things in the off season. I think if we do that, it could be a really, really good spot. We got to cut a couple trails and clear out some of the blowdowns so that you can funnel deer off the three ridges right to the stand. Right now, the ends of the ridges are kind of blocked by a bunch of blowdowns and treetops from when we logged this, so it's kind of jammed up down there right now. That's my 2 cents, but I feel good up here. My wind's perfect, and I laid a code blue doe estrus scent trail literally from that other stand all the way to this one, and that's a once in a blue moon opportunity because normally you're coming in with the wind in your face, but just because I was changing stands, I'm coming back with the wind. So if a deer gets on that trail, he's not going to win me. He's just going to follow it right to this tree. So it could be a perfect setup.
Winding down our time for this evening. We got about 10 minutes left. I haven't seen anything this last hour, but my wind has been whirling a little bit. I think I saw 15 deer today. So it was a pretty solid day. Five different bucks. One chasing. We got a similar wind tomorrow, so if nothing happens in the next 10 minutes, I think I'm going to leave my stuff in here. Come right back here for another all-day sit tomorrow. Something's got to give eventually. Something's got to give.